Alright, so this is going to be a reading for Sagittarius. And for the Sagittarius that I'm reading for today, I see that you're on a path towards healing, as we kind of always are. Um, and some days you might have good days, some days you might have less good days, but all in all, you're starting to sort of even out and move forward. And as you move forward, I see a lot of happiness in store for you with the Sun card, and I also see a lot of new opportunities for you, possibly something you've wanted for a long time. Now, your oracle cards today are going with the flow, healing, and inner voice. So I'm seeing that an integral part of your healing process is taking it one moment at a time, being really present, and in so doing, listening to your inner voice to guide you along your path. So rather than trying to figure out what's going to happen next, where are you going, really trying to ground in the present moment and be fully present with yourself so that you can tap in on a deeper level and kind of hear what your inner voice is saying to you. And as you do that, I see a lot unfolding for you, a lot of positivity. So I'm going to take a deeper look at those energies in a second. But before I do, I just want to say thank you so much for being here and for receiving this reading. If you would like a personal reading, I do offer them. You can email me. My email's down below in the description box. And if this reading resonates with you, please take a second to like and subscribe. That'll allow me to connect deeper to your energies. So let's dive in here, Sagittarius, and take a look at that overall energy of the Sun. For some reason, I'm hearing like the path is clearing, the curtain is lifting, so you could be feeling a lot of relief and sort of a new pathway opening up for you as you heal from something else. Yeah, I'm seeing a renewed sense of confidence, a renewed sense of vitality. Little by little, your heart starts to open up as you heal, as you go within. I see you being really grounded and kind of getting your self-worth up as you heal and as you open up and other things open up for you. You start to kind of see, oh, maybe things aren't so bad after all. Maybe I do have some things to look forward to, that kind of thing. So really positive energy so far, and I'm really glad to see things looking up for you, Sagittarius. Let's take a look at the rest of the reading. As you move along on your path, there may be a little bit of fear about standing on your own 2 feet that comes up, maybe a bit of fear about standing on your own. I'm seeing here that you are very capable, you have a lot to show for yourself, and you're more than capable of supporting yourself. But as you move along, there might be some fears that come up about, am I really going to be okay by myself, or just a fear of being by yourself. But I'm seeing that that's not really based in reality. It purely comes from that fear space, but just watch out for that because it might hold you back a little bit as you try to move forward if you get too wrapped up in feeling like you can't handle things by yourself. I'm seeing that that's what this healing journey could be part of, is just enhancing your sense of self-worth, enhancing your sense of strength and self-belief, and really just believing that you have what it takes, you can face any challenge that comes your way. And that's kind of what that going with the flow oracle card is all about, is just taking it one day at a time. There's something deeper, something within you that lives under the surface, maybe in the subconscious, that hasn't really come out, that's starting to come out now. And it has to do with the way that you speak to yourself and what your beliefs are, what your core beliefs are. And some of those beliefs may have been informed by past disappointments or regrets or pain. And there's something coming up there to be healed, and that could feed into this self-belief and this fear of standing on your own. You know, if you believe that things aren't going to work out for you, or you're always kind of fearing that the other shoe is going to drop, then that's going to pull you down over and over again. And I see that coming up to be dealt with, to be confronted. And as you do confront that, I see you stepping into more of a place of power and ownership over your own life. As you do this, I see you reflecting on past relationships and also beginning to open up to new connections. Really asking yourself, what is it that I want in my connections? What is it that feels good? What would partnerships that feel good really look like? And part of this could be coming from that place of that fear of being alone. You could still be kind of waiting on the right person to show up or the right people, and kind of imagining that for yourself, envisioning what that could be like. And so just be really careful that you're not depending your self-worth on other people's validation or just other people's presence. There's something here about standing on your own versus depending on other people, and what that whole thing sort of brings up within you that I see you diving into deeper than maybe you have before. Let's take a look at your current energy here. There could have been a connection in the past that didn't work out, or that rejected you, or that was really upsetting in some way. And a lot of time has passed since that connection. This could even be, for some of you, something that happened in your childhood or your adolescence. But for many of you, I'm just seeing this wasn't a connection from last week. This was a connection possibly from some number of years ago. And you've been kind of on this journey of healing that. And this fear of being alone, or this pain around being alone, may stem directly from whatever happened in this connection. You're identifying this connection to me as one that really spoke to your soul, possibly felt like a soulmate, someone from your soul family. And over time, working on the healing of that, and through that healing process, understanding it more, understanding yourself more. You're showing me not only was this a deep spiritual connection, but possibly it was karmic in nature, in the sense that there were many life lessons that were presented to you. This could have even been a past life connection that circled back around in this life because you had more to experience from it or more to learn from it. And I see you learning quite a bit from it. Let's take a look at that with the King of Swords in the center of your reading. You're showing me this sort of higher understanding around why this had to happen and why it had to go the way that it did. If there was something keeping you stuck there, or something that you weren't understanding and you were just kind of going in a thought loop around it, you're showing me that you broke out of that pattern, and now in hindsight you recognize what this had to teach you. And it, like I said, it taught you quite a bit, possibly quite a bit about your self-worth and what it is that you accept for yourself emotionally in relationships. Are people treating you the way that you deserve to be treated in your relationships? And in that vein, are you demanding the correct treatment in your relationships? Are you holding people to that standard? And in so doing, are you respecting yourself, respecting your own boundaries? And so I see this sort of renewed way of you engaging with everything else in your life that happened as a result of learning from this relationship. And at the time, it probably felt devastating. It probably felt like it was bringing up some really ugly, nasty things for you. There may have been times, and there may still be times, where you feel like you couldn't sort of break free of this cycle, whatever it was. But I'm seeing that in the current energy, or very soon, you're shifting out of the karmic loops with this, kind of breaking free and learning a lot from it and healing as you do that. Because you have learned, you're showing me, I'm at the end of this cycle, I'm at the end of whatever that moment in my life was, and I'm ready to open up to new. You're specifically showing me I'm ready to open up to someone who is empowering, someone who makes me feel good, someone I can rely on, someone attractive. Like you're saying, bring it to me. All those good love energies, that perfect partner you've been envisioning. This whole time I see you sort of manifesting other connections through what you learned from this connection. And so wrapped up in all of that has been the journey of going with the flow, of relying on yourself, of really stepping into your self-empowerment, your self-worth. And then in addition to that, leaving behind relationships, connections that weren't serving you, learning those lessons, fully incorporating them and integrating them into who you are and how you approach partnerships. And then from that place saying, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to open up, but I'm also ready to open up to, I'm seeing like a life partner or my next soul connection. You're saying, I don't want like an immature child of a person. I want, you know, the person who can match my energy, the person who can help me grow, the person who can challenge me, and the person who I can trust and take a leap of faith with. And so you are manifesting that for yourself, not just by envisioning it and kind of law of attraction and all of those things, but you're actually manifesting this next connection by fully seeing through whatever the process was with that last connection. And it sort of serves as like a spiritual springboard for you to fully take a lot of this energy and turn it into something new. So really beautiful, really hopeful, and I really just see the journey of someone who's being really honest with themselves about what happened in the past, really owning sort of possibly the unhealthy parts of it and harnessing that so that you're able to move on. Now, this is really interesting. I see you healing through an ending, and it's like as soon as you end that past thing, it allows you to move forward, to leap forward, but it also comes through as like the thing that you most desire, or that manifestation and the healing process. It's wrapped up in that ending, that death process. And so they're sort of inextricably linked. It's like in order to heal, you have to go through this hard thing, this ending. And the ending in itself is the healing journey that moves you forward. And so if you're someone who's been thinking, you know, how can I heal? How can I move forward? What does that look like for me from this past relationship? You're actually healing when you're in the depths of all of everything that happened. Like when you process it, when you feel that pain, and when you really allow it to end, is when you move forward and when you feel really aligned with your path. And there was something there that was blocking you, you know, all of that self-esteem stuff, all of the disappointment, all of that. But I see you kind of finally reaching that destination of, you know what? I think I'm actually good. Like, I don't think that I am ruminating on that past person as much. You're not getting as wrapped up in their stuff. You're probably not checking in on them as much. And for many of you, this hasn't happened quite yet, but it's right around the corner. I'm seeing Aquarius season could be significant, so that's around February. If you're, you know, watching this around the time that I'm publishing it. But again, these are timeless readings, so if February is not significant to you in that way, don't take it. But I'm seeing you kind of reaching your destination of closing out this really, really painful, difficult blockage cycle that has to do with past connections and what went on in them. And it's like as soon as that gets closed out, there's just all this fresh energy that comes in with the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. So I'm really excited for you, Sagittarius. You do have a lot to look forward to, and I'm really, really proud of those of you who are resonating with this, because you really stuck with this healing journey and you really faced some potentially really ugly parts of yourself and parts of the world and parts of people around yourself. And you were honest with yourself about what you could learn and what you really wanted. And you may have felt like you were hitting rock bottom one time, possibly multiple times, but instead of staying in that place, you allowed it to let you rise up. And over time, again, this could have taken years for some of you, it's opened up the space for something new, and I actually see things going better than you can even expect. I see you receiving a lot of clarity, and it comes in kind of suddenly. There could be this feeling of, if you've been overthinking, or you've been stuck in your mind, or you've been giving your power away to other people, you sort of stop doing that. And some of you even could have felt paranoid at times. You could have felt like people were out to get you, and without even realizing that energy, which was very mental in nature, it could have been sort of sabotaging you, because that energy impacts everything we do. You know, these things start in our mind and they tend to seep out. And so if that's you, if you're someone who's been really anxious, or you feel like you can't trust yourself or other people, I really see that ending for you, and this sense of calm coming over you. And that kind of goes back to the sun energy and the Six of Wands energy in your overall energy. Finding confidence, finding clarity, saying, you know what, I got this. I don't need to worry. I don't need to stress. I don't need to think about all the terrible scenarios that could happen. I'm okay. And I see you reaching that healing on a really deep level that does affect your mental space and take away some of that anxiety that could have been weighing you down. So if you haven't felt that yet, it's definitely something that's on the horizon for you and something that you have to look forward to. And then, once you've finished the cycle, you've reached your destination in terms of just not this whole thing not being at the center of your mind anymore and kind of getting through that blockage, it starts to create space for something new that comes in to your physical world. For many of you, I'm seeing this is that relationship that you've been wanting, that you've been dreaming of, that you've been manifesting. For others of you, this could have to do with a new home space or a new environment. Let's see if Spirit can tell us anything else about this new thing that's coming into your life. So far, it's been blocked, but not like you've been blocking it, more like it hasn't been the right time. Timing is a big piece of significance here, and especially if you're someone who feels like you've been working through these things for several years, for that time you could have thought, why is it taking so long? And I just want to remind you that divine timing is extremely important and has everything to do with the way that things play out. And that's why it's really important to go with the flow, to be present and just take it one moment at a time. And it hasn't been easy. It's not always easy to do that. It's not simple to do that. But the more you get in touch with yourself, you go with the flow and you follow your inner voice from one moment to the next, the more you get in touch with the divine flow of things. Yeah, you're going to meet that person. It's going to feel like coming back together and picking up right where you left off. Even if you never met this person before, for some of you, this could be someone that you haven't met. And for others of you, this could be someone that you know as sort of a friend, or they're in your general environment. They're kind of in your circle, but you haven't connected directly with them. And I see the coming together there in the real world and saying, wow, this is someone that I could really put my energy towards. This is someone I could really depend on. And they come through as the Emperor, and I see that what you were opening up to was that King of Wands, King of Pentacles, which the Emperor is kind of the full package. He's everything that you could want. He meets the Empress where she's at. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Wands, which to me represents the two divine souls coming together, the Emperor, the Empress, the divine feminine, the divine masculine. And even if you're male, the Emperor doesn't have to be a man. It just represents that person who is your divine counterpart coming in. And when you meet this person, or when you see this person, when you connect with them, you're going to know right off the bat that's them. You're going to know it when you see it, because their energy is going to resonate so strongly with yours. And it's going to come through as a new beginning. And I see you kind of embarking on this connection from step one. So really, really beautiful. Let's get 3 cards of advice from the universe, and then we'll close out the reading. Yeah, everything that you've been dreaming of, it's coming in. It's just coming in slowly, or it's coming in on its own timing, and I see you sort of struggling to get through that time period, or feeling like it's taken so long to get to that. But you're getting there. Slowly but surely you're getting there. And not just because you're approaching this other person or this divine counterpart. You're getting there because you're getting in touch with yourself. So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope that this helps. I hope this resonates, and I'll see you next time.